What's up, X4cto? Just want to say a few things. It's going to be a video response to your video for another situation that I encountered that was kind of like yours. Not like, it wasn't in a bar and didn't have a gun involved, but another situation where I thought I had the capabilities to be Superman and faced an armed person while I was unarmed. I was about almost 15 at the time. Right now I'm 17, turning 18. At the time I started training, well, I've been wrestling for a while. I've always been into fighting, like street fighting. I started getting into some boxing and MMA, but nothing crazy. Just like I was just getting started up. Only had like a couple months under my belt. And I'm Greek, right? So I go to Greece every summer for almost the whole summer. And as you know, in Greece there isn't really a drinking age or smoking age or driving age or whatever. It's just like, if you look old enough or like whatever. I mean, I get served alcohol since I was like 12 years old there. And at 13, 14, 15-year-old could just walk into a bar or club, sit down, order himself a drink, no questions asked. I never got asked once for an ID or age, nothing. 11 years old, walked into a store, bought a pack of cigarettes, no problem. At 12, 13, I was just sitting down, just drinking beers at bars, whatever, like, no problem. So, since everything's like later there, everyone goes out later, so it's the normal thing for people to go out to eat dinner at 10, 11, or 12 midnight, and then to go out to the bars or clubs at 1, 2, I've left at 2, 3 a.m. to go to the club, and leave at like 7, 8, whatever. And so I was almost 15 at the time. I was walking towards a friend's house because, he lived a couple blocks down from where I lived, and I was with two of my friends. And we were going to go and pick him up from his house, and then we were just going to walk down to the bar and sit down and have a couple drinks, We weren't trying to start. So we walked down to the kid's house, and literally maybe 100 feet from his house, I just see him getting the shit beat out of him by two kids. They were trying to jump him when he was walking out of his house because he was by himself. And I didn't know these kids. I don't even think he knew these kids. They were just jumping him. And when we walk over there, like, first of all, we didn't even see, it was him. Like, hold on, let me close my door for a second. Alright, I'm getting distracted. My fucking sister's talking. So first of all, we didn't know who it was because he was on the ground getting beat up. And we take a look over there and we're like, what the hell? Like, we see some dude getting beat up, so naturally we go run over there to, see what's up. And we run over there and we see that it's my friend getting beat up on the ground. So then it was me and my two friends, and then it was him. So that makes 4 of us. Once we ran over there, like, the second we ran over there, those kids got into like fucking defense mode. Those kids were like, fuck, we're outnumbered. They were probably only a year or two older than I was at the time. Kid takes out a knife, and then it's 2 versus 4. Well, 2 versus 3 pretty much, because my friend's already all fucked up. Like, he wasn't about to start fighting because he was just done. So, he takes out a knife, and I was like, I wrestle, I learned, like, one of the first things I learned in, like, MMA was, how to, like, disarm someone, So, he pulls out a knife, I was like, alright, maybe we could take him, it's like all of us, we could just rush him, whatever. Swings one at me like that, and tries to get me, he swings around here, tries to get me in the rib, tries to just slash me. And naturally, what I did was, I tried to, grab his wrist, and like try and like throw it down against him, or just to grab it. I just tried to just disarm him, just from anything I knew, just from the few months of training. I was just like, like that's all I had. I didn't really have another option. There was no running at that point. It was right there. He swung at me. All I had to do, that I could possibly do, was just try and get the knife out of his hand. Once I grabbed his wrist, stopped him about right here, and he just tries to like pull like his hand out of my hand. Well, and that left me with, as you can see there, I can't put my finger on it, I got down to there 14 stitches in this hand. He fucked me up in my hand. At the time, it happened so quickly, like how you said, like you like the adrenaline and shit. Like I totally feel you there, because once he grabbed me and slit me, like that was like, it was in like a split second. Didn't even know I got cut. You know, I just felt like just like a little thing. I thought I got nicked, to be honest. All in all, end of story. Knife gets taken out of his hand, and me and my two friends end up beating the shit out of them. And then I have to go walk back to my hotel, and well, my friends had to, like, you know, help me out because I was bleeding like you wouldn't believe out of here. So I took my belt off and made a tourniquet, and my friends helped me back to my hotel. About that time, it was like 2 in the morning or so, and I walk in the door and my parents are sleeping, and they knew I was out, and I walk in and I'm like, "Ma, Dad, I got hurt." And they're like, "What do you mean you got hurt?" You know, like they were still kind of asleep. I'm like, "Ma, I'm bleeding." They wake up and they see, you know, all the blood just dripping all over the floor. They see my two friends, and we didn't have a car there, and we were, because the beach, you know, everything was kind of walking distance, and we were like in the mountains, and taxis don't really go there. You know, there's no police, there's no ambulance, there's no, you know, where it's like, so we have to go and wake up the people whose like house, like kind of hotel we're renting out of them. So we wake them up, and they were really nice people, good friends for a long time, and they actually took us in their car, like a 45-minute ride to the hospital, and you know, they stitched me up and all that, and I was out of the hospital by like 4 a.m. But you know, after then, I never go anywhere without carrying. Like, it doesn't matter, like school, everywhere, to sleep, to church, to school, to like work, everywhere, because you know, you never know when shit like that's gonna happen. I mean, I wasn't planning to walk down the street and fucking, you know, have some kid come at me with a knife. Of course, now I'm a lot more advanced in boxing, you know, like varsity wrestling, jiu-jitsu, MMA type stuff. I do a lot of different MMA. So now I would be able to handle the situation better after having a few years of training. But you know, at the time, you know, you think you're Hercules, and because you never really been in an instance like that before, and that was the first time I was actually, you know, attacked with a weapon that, you know, like wasn't fists. I mean, I've gotten into fist fights before, but you know, I've never been in the situation where I had to defend myself for my life. And it could have gone a lot worse, and you know, thank God I only have, you know, a slit in my hand. But I always have something on me now, always in my car, whatever. Like right now, I got my Recon 1 on me, really nice blade. I haven't really used this for like too hard use. Like I don't want to like really mess it up, because this is one of my like nicer kind of tactical blades that I really like to carry around. So I like to keep the edge really nice. But I hope you enjoy my story, and I want to see more of yours come, because the last one was really interesting. And keep making videos. Anyways, that's me for now. See you, man. I'm out.